Okay, on episode 21 of Mainly Games, we talk about the gamers of the Gulfcoast retreat. We also revisit Blitzkrieg. We also review the game, Western Legends, Funkoverse, Two Rooms and a Boom, and Night of the Ninja. We also take a look at the Gencon Events, and we tell you which ones we're most excited about. Our top 5, actually, of what Gencon Events, because they drop this Sunday, so get prepared for that, but also get prepared for a full episode of lots of games, lots of news, and lots of, well, talking, I guess. All right, guys, let's get started. Welcome to Mainly Games. I'm Joey.
I'm Alex.
And we are a podcast where two entertainers talk about, well, mainly games.
That's it. That's right. That's what we do.
And we have a lot to talk about this episode.
We do. We've had a busy week.
Yeah, I mean, a busy week with no sleep.
No sleep.
Yeah, for you to know, we actually had our Gamers of the Gulf Coast retreat recently.
Over the weekend.
Over the weekend, but we had some friends fly in from North Carolina, and they stayed with us the entire week.
They did, which was awesome.
And we slept not at all.
No.
It was, as he was leaving, we took him to the airport. He kind of said, I think I've gotten one full night's sleep in the last week.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's been.
That's the way it's been. And they have 2 little girls. So we have Juliet. So that's 3 girls we've had this last week. And it has been so much fun.
And running around like crazy.
Yes, so much fun. 3 little girls, all princessing all the time.
And then when they go to sleep, we're up till 3 or 4 in the morning
I know.
playing games.
That's it.
But the good news is we have a lot of games
We do. We're not going to talk about all of them now. We're going to kind of spread them out a little bit too.
We are going to. And we'll go into a bit more of the Game of the Gulf Coast later because we do have a new date for that for you to want to go. We are going a bit bigger next time. And of course, this retreat is always free.
Yeah.
It's just gamers playing games.
It's just where you want. If you want to play games, this is where you come.
Exactly.
There's no agenda. It's just playing games.
So movie-wise,
yes,
we went to go see the new Doctor Strange.
We did indeed. We saw it just a few days ago. We didn't see it opening because of everything going on, but we did see it just a few days ago.
Yeah, and
Google tried very hard to ruin it for us over that weekend.
Thing. You can trust us. We're not going to spoil anything for you. And now Google will try that. That's why we went to see it, because they're so aggressive with their headlines.
Oh my goodness. I must admit, this morning I saw a headline on Google and it ruined it for me. And I was like, thank goodness I saw it, because it would have been done.
It's like Google gives you like 3 to 4 days and they're like, well, if you haven't seen it, you're not a real fan. So we're going to spoil this for you.
We're just going to ruin it for you now.
Yeah. And we were going to take our daughter to go see it.
Yes. Because she loves Wanda.
She loves Marvel movies.
Yep.
But we had somebody else that went opening night and said, you may want to watch it first.
Yes.
And
so we told her we were going to a meeting.
Yes. So we had to kind of, fudge that a little bit. Yes. We had a meeting with Doctor Strange and Wanda.
That's true, we did.
And I'll just say it is Sam Raimi, the director, did Evil Dead, of course, and he also did the first 3 Spider-Man. Yep. Now, he has reverted to his Evil Dead roots.
He definitely have, which I love Evil Dead, so I liked that feel of it.
Yes.
But this is not like anything else you've ever seen.
It is not like a typical Marvel movie.
No, it's not. No, it's not like Spider-Man.
Yeah, there are some cameos, some neat parts in it, but you almost get done waiting for cameos because you're like, I don't think many other superheroes are going to step in the middle of what's going on screen right now.
Yeah.
It's good, and it's one of those that's kind of a slow burn. I'm trying to figure out how
it's a little chaotic.
Oh, it's so chaotic.
Yes.
It is like, it is.
In the middle of it, I was like, what is happening? But it did wrap it up.
There was one part where something happens that's so bizarre, it was supposed to be like really intense. Everyone just laughed.
Yes.
It's so over the top, Evil Dead crazy.
Yes. And there was a point where, you're right, we were laughing out loud because it was just crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Now the good news is the trailers were great.
Yes.
This is going to be a fantastic summer.
I'm looking forward to the summer. I didn't know there's a new Minion movie coming out.
There is a new Minion movie.
There's Jurassic Park coming out.
Yep.
And then, of course, the big one coming out.
Top Gun.
Da-da.
Top Gun. Looks great. And again, now I will say from the trailer from Jurassic Park to Minion, I'm less hopeful. And everybody's like, why? It looks so great. I'm like, you know what? They have dinosaurs running through cities.
Yeah.
That has never ended up well.
It's going to be what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have high expectations for this, but this is going to be what you think it is.
It's like when Jurassic Park Lost World, I think, brought the dinosaur back. Then, of course, you have the Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Yep.
And just...
this is going to be what you think it is.
I hope they can do it.
Yep.
But we're going to see.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be a good dinosaur chasing movie.
They've got the star power.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a good summer. At least theaters are back open and things.
That is good.
Now, some board game news.
Yes.
I always look through the hotness of BGG.
Okay.
To see what games are hot and pretty much to see Ark Nova be in the top spot forever.
Yeah.
However, there was one that intrigued me, and it is Gloomholden. For you out there, I'm not sure who out there has heard about this or not, but Gloomholden, apparently it is an 18-card, no table needed version of Gloomhaven that can be played completely in your hand.
Really?
And I'm telling you what, it just sounds so intriguing. And how this got to number 2
You're
in
like,
the hotness,
I just don't know.
It's insane. I'm looking through the pictures. 18 cards, so that's a Sprawlopolis style, button shy style way to play it. But it just sounds interesting.
What's it called?
It's called Gloomholden. Holden, except there's no G. Like Holden. Like Texas. Nope, not like Texas Hold'em. But it's just like Holden. Holdin. So it looks very interesting, and I think it's...
Hey, just so you know, I spelled it right. That's the first time ever.
Yes, it is, because they spelled it wrong.
I know.
Which is,
that's whoa.
How you kind of landed on it. But so anyway, it looks interesting. 18 cards. I can print and play that one and see what it's like.
It's a print and play?
I assume so, unless I have no idea. I just found out about it, and it looks very interesting. Looks good. You know what? This might.
I guess where it says there's nowhere to buy a copy, that would probably imply it's a print and play.
Yeah. So anyway, Gloomhold. So take a look at that.
That looks awesome.
Very interesting. Maybe we could just use this and sell our copy of Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, and Jaws the Lion.
There you go.
This will replace all of them.
Yes, maybe it will.
That is totally not true. So,
well, you still have all those other things on that other thing online. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, that was very, very descriptive, by the way. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know how you can play Gloomhaven online?
On Steam.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I still have Steam.
There you go. So you could get rid of it.
I could.
It's a big box.
But I won't.
No.
Okay, so, all right, so now...
that's going to be our retirement plan, as we talked about last episode, playing through Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven, and then Frosthaven, and then Firehaven, and then Moorhaven, and Dreamhaven.
What are the other haven?
Whatever havens.
Starhaven.
The last one's going to be just the haven. Oh, Starhaven sounds good.
Yes.
You know, take them all in space.
That's it. That's what I was thinking.
We've got elves, and that would be great.
A little Firefly-ish.
I would totally do Starhaven.
I know, me too.
All right.
Just so you know, if they do a Starhaven, remember it came, you heard it here first.
Isaac, Starhaven. That's your next thing. You're going to do Starhaven.
That's it.
I don't hear you talk about it. Just do it. Starhaven. Dragons in space.
You can make it happen.
I mean, dragons in space. Fast and Furious, they stuck a Fiero in space.
You can definitely stick a dragon in space.
It makes more sense. It just makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So Fieros are not magical. At least the one I had. I did not have a Fiero. I wish I did, though, because you could put those in your pocket and take them to work with you.
Hey, I'm just going to apologize. I realized we're recording again on Thursday, and on Thursday they always mow our lawn.
Yeah.
And so I heard them in the distance, and I know it's going to happen. So
I would rather you not have told them that we are recording the day we release it.
No.
It makes us look really bad, but we are recording the day we release it.
We are recording.
But hey, we are getting it out on time.
That's the most important thing. That's the thing you should pay attention to.
That's all you should take from this.
Yes.
Is how committed we are.
Absolutely.
So, all right, yeah. Again,
so we're going back to Gamers of the Gulf Coast?
Gamers of the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
Here are some of the games. I actually wrote down a lot of the games I played for Gamers of the Gulf Coast. Mm-hmm. And now, not all of these. Some of these we have reviewed before, and some we'll review later. Got to do Long Shot the Dice game several times. It is a quick filler game.
Yep.
Got to play Western Legends, which we are going to talk about in this episode. Mm-hmm. That has been on our shelf of shame for a while.
A long time.
Yeah, and because the new Kickstarter is coming in, we got the big box and all that.
We even backed the Kickstarter before we'd played the game.
Exactly, because I knew I'd like the game.
Yep.
I watched several playthroughs. And then Cosmic Encounter. Mm-hmm. Everyone's talking about that one. We actually got that to the table.
Yep.
Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, which again was not on mine, but was on a friend of mine, Dana's shelf of shame for a while. So we did that. Quacks of Quedlinburg, played a couple times. And then Two Rooms and a Boom, which we are going to talk about that this episode. Mm-hmm. Foundations of Rome, Fantasy Realms, Night of the Ninja, Dracula, Walpurgis Night, and and there's a couple I did not write down. So
I was gonna say I didn't come as early as you. I came very late on Saturday.
yes, you did.
So I only played Quacks, Long Shot. I played a couple games of Quacks. I actually taught that. So hey, that should be
Scary.
I know.
Scary.
Both times I had people helping me. I had a lovely lady the first time, Candy. I would be explaining stuff. She's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?"
Yeah.
And I love that because then I could go back to the rule books and be like, "Actually, Candy, you're right. I'm wrong." So that I did appreciate that a lot.
And then the second time I saw you, teaching people a long shot.
I was gonna say then the next one I played was Long Shot, and Ryan was like, "Hey, you teach it,"
which was fun. I wish I could have stayed. I think he knows, and he just would he kind of nudge you? In the right
he would
direction?
be like, "Hey, what do you do about this card?" I'd be like, "You're right, I totally forgot." And then he'd be like, "What do you do about this?" I'd be like, "You're right, I forgot about that too." So, but Ryan pretty much helped that one work, and then I played Foundations of Rome.
Oh yeah, which we've talked about that before. We love that.
That's a great game.
I did. What's funny is I taught Long Shot, the dice game. People
Yeah.
saw it when we were there.
Yeah.
And I got a big group to play Long Shot, the full complement, right?
Yeah.
8 people. And Zev is from Z-Man Games. He started Z-Man Games. I think he's now with WizKids, right? And so Zev is there, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't played this." So I taught Long Shot, the dice game.
Yeah.
And we played it. And then a couple more people came the next time, and a couple people stayed and all this.
Yep.
So I was about to teach it again, and I said, "You know what? Zev is like, he started Z-Man Games. He's a Z in Z-Man Games, and then WizKids, he does." So I said, "You know what? You go ahead and teach this." He's played it once. And I will say, he can teach a game.
Oh, yes, he can.
Then I found out before that they kind of released the first Long Shot. So he kind of knew what was going on.
happening.
But it's pretty funny seeing the people that can teach a game and the ones that can't. I think I can teach a game fairly well.
Yes.
But
I know I cannot teach a game.
Well, I also know
Yes.
I'm going to forget a rule or two.
Yeah, I know,
You know?
teaching game is not my forte. So I always need someone there to help me because you will not understand it if I teach it.
Now, as far as teaching a game, if you take a raccoon and you give it a lot of caffeine,
Yes.
and you shake it,
Yeah.
and then you speed up time, that right there is Tom Vassell teaching a game. Okay, because I remember when I just got done doing a show, and he's like, "Hey, you got to play this game." And I sat down to play, and I forgot what it was called because it was a blur. And he's like, "Here's how you play that. Boom, 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 boom." And he started dealing cards. And I'm like, I have no idea what's happening, by the way. But it's just, he just knows it so well, I guess.
I've heard him say that he teaches Ark Nova a lot at conventions, like on the cruise he was teaching it.
Oh, my goodness.
I would like to hear how he explains how to teach Ark Nova because there are so many levels of how to play that game, so many different things. And I'm curious to know how he teaches it. I'd like to listen to him. Just explain it.
It's probably like when you get that when you get the tape on the tape. Yeah, wow. The whole thing how to do speed reading. Speed reading is all about hitting words that matter.
Yeah.
And skipping. So I bet speed teaching rules, you just hit the rules that matter and you'll just go to pivot later.
Yes.
Which has gotten me into trouble when you're in scoring, you're like, yeah, that's not adjacent.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Jacob on the game day at his table, he had actually brought like a table topper. He had like the setup.
He brought his game topper.
Yeah.
Just put it on there, and that was the table he was at the whole time.
That was pretty awesome. But anyway, I saw he was playing Ark Nova, and so I was curious because that is a longer game.
Yep.
And he was actually saying that they started off at 15 conservation points, so that way then it was quicker for the two things to cross over.
That's interesting.
And I thought that is a great way of people who want to play Ark Nova but don't want to play it as long. Because he was playing, I think, with 3 people. So that's a pretty long game right there.
It is.
But I thought that's a great idea to make it be a little quicker. I just wanted to throw that out there. Wish I had thought of that because that's kind of genius.
It's really nice. It's really nice. And I also saw them playing Wonderland's War at the table next to him. And that looks like a great game, by the way.
Yes.
Now, I will say Quacks. We have the upgraded
components.
Yeah, like Geek Bits, or what are they called?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
Gems.
from BGG.
Yep.
But it's as soon as that's one game that you play, people walk away and they're like, yeah, this was great.
Yes.
And they go and
I played it with multiple people who this was their first time playing it, and they had played it with all the new components. And I had to say, this is the base game. You will get cardboard things.
Right.
You will want to upgrade. So understand before you buy it, look at the total of everything because that is what you're going to want to play.
Yeah,
and they were like, okay. And then towards the end of the game, one of the girls that I was playing with was like jingling her bag, and she's like, oh, she was telling her mom, we're definitely getting the components. Like, the components really make that game.
They do.
But it's so fun jingling the little bag.
We didn't want to because it is the same cost as the game, but it hits a table a lot.
So many times.
Yeah. Now, we'll tell you...
I liked how you 3D printed the trays, too.
I did. I will put a picture of that on our Instagram for you to see because I did 3D print the insert, and it's in the small box, not the big box.
No. So with the expansions, too, right?
Right. Both expansions. Yeah. And it all fits in there. Now, it's tight.
There's a map.
There's a map on how to do it. Because I walked away and let people play it, and then I saw them over there for 10 minutes thinking, I have no idea. I was like, oh, there's a map. And they're like, oh, so boom, 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 and it's done. But it's interesting. Now, the friend that came down, Dana, and his wife, Stacy.
Yes.
Stacy is like, she's not a new gamer, but she's getting into heavier games.
Yep.
But I will tell you, it made me think, just because people haven't played a lot of heavy games before doesn't mean they won't love them. Because she picks up rules really fast.
Really quick.
And ends up winning games.
Yep.
And it's a little bit frustrating.
Yes.
When you pick it up and they're just like, okay, got it. And I just beat you by 40.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's fantastic. Let's watch TV.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's not play any more games anymore.
Yes. But it's really interesting because it kind of, a lot of us in the board game hobby, and it probably includes you guys too, have these friends. You have different subsets of friends. You've got gaming friends and you've got work friends. And you've probably had them mix in the past.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gone well. As soon as they hear the rules, you see just that blank look on their face. But again, gateway them in. You'll never know when a gamer is hidden inside of that person. And I
think we've talked about it for like some great gateway games.
Right. Yeah.
To help them kind of love board games, because then once they get that love, then you can slowly introduce them to heavier games and get them playing, Ark Nova or whatever with
That's
you.
exactly it.
Yeah.
So now Games of the Gulf Coast. It is only on Saturday, but we are doing our next one. We are doing a 2-day one.
Bum, bum, bum.
It is on September 23rd and 24th.
Correct.
That is a Friday and a Saturday.
Yes, it is.
So it is going to be down here in Fort Myers, Florida.
Yep.
And it is free to anyone that wants to come. And again, you can sell games, buy games. They're going to be
play games.
Play games.
That's
People
the most
bring
important
their
thing.
own games.
Yep.
And we are actually starting a small library to have there of games that you can pull out, put in. So there are going to be a lot of games to play there. So if you guys are in the area, anywhere close, you want to come to a great free convention. Of course, we want to keep it free.
Yep.
That is the best thing. It is just about gamers playing games with gamers.
Yep.
And the least rules as possible as far as like what's going on. There are no events. It's just games.
That's it.
So September 23rd and 24th.
Yep.
I'd love if you guys could make it. Let us know. Also,
there's a Facebook page for Gamers of the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, there is.
Right?
There's a Facebook page for Gamers of the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
So make sure you check that out.
Okay.
Now, before we get into our reviews this week, I like to revisit games if I play them again and find out something new.
Okay.
Blitzkrieg, as you know, we gave it a great review here.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic 2-player game.
World War II.
Yeah, and it's so good that, when we play it with somebody, they go out immediately and find it.
Yes.
It's because I was, a buddy of mine, Jeff, we just played it, and a week later, I was at his house. I'm like, you have this? He goes, oh, yeah, I bought it the next day. So it's a great game. However, on the back, there's Nippon expansion, which is the alternate history we talked about, how if the...
You're playing Godzilla.
Well, no. If like, the Axis had won the war, and Germany took over the U.S., and then Japan invaded Germany, so Germany and Japan fight in America.
That's right.
And then, of course, the Japanese, they give Godzilla to, which is pretty funny.
Yep.
But anyway, we played that for the first time, and I gotta say, this is a very, very unpopular view, but I think I might have liked that map more than the main one.
Really? I've never played that side. It's really good?
It's really good.
Really?
And the mechanics of it are so interesting, because it is a tug-of-war mechanic like the front of Blitzkrieg. But on the back, you start in certain cities, and then if you win those cities, then there are arrows to which city you want to go to next. And the winner of that city gets to decide which city they go to next.
Yeah.
So then you're going to eventually crisscross the map, and you're going to end up in Salt Lake City, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting mechanic and way to do it.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know. I want to get some more plays in, but that back, if you guys have Blitzkrieg and you have not played the back because you think it sounds cheesy or you think it sounds whatever, try it.
Okay.
It's incredible because I even walked at the game day, people were playing, and the guy's like, I love this game. I'm like, oh, cool. I said, have you played the back? He said, oh, no. I'm like, man, and I was the exact same way until we just flipped it and tried it. It is a good, it's I don't know. They're both. It's a different style of game.
Yep.
So okay, so that's Blitzkrieg. Revisit that.
I want to play that side then. We need to do that.
It's good.
Okay.
And Godzilla sounds kind of crazy, but he's not overpowered. He's just a picture of a Godzilla on a token.
I still remember at Gencon when the guy was explaining that side and just so nonchalantly said, "And you play Godzilla." It's like that should be like, "And you play Godzilla," you know. But he's like, "And there's Godzilla," like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
and he's like, yeah, because the Japanese don't have great ground forces. We gave him Godzilla. I'm like, okay, there you go. You got it.
Right there you go. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so that is Blitzkrieg. All right, so now we're going to start talking about the games we played.
Okay.
Speaking of the games we played,
we're going to talk about the game.
The game.
It's by Pandasaurus.
Yes.
Which, as you know, they're Dinosaur World.
Yep.
Dinosaur Island.
They're the Dino people.
They're the Dino people. I actually didn't know they made other games, so surprise.
And this is one that we've heard about for a while, and it is, you can find it at Target, different places like that. But I've never really jumped onto it because I've heard it's very similar to the Mind.
Yes.
And the Mind, we like the Mind,
Yep.
but the Mind, I think, is more of an activity than it is a game.
Yes.
And
that's a good point.
The more, when you play the Mind, it always ends up doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because you have to play cards in succession, and what you're going to do is you're going to kind of just count in your head, and then start playing the cards during that.
Yeah, there's a way to...
There is a way to kind of break the Mind.
Yeah.
But the game, I think it's a bit similar to the Mind, but it's not more complicated. But I like it more.
Yes, I like the interaction better.
Yeah, so pretty much the way the game is played is you start off with a full deck of cards. I think in this deck of cards there are 4 decks that go from 2 to 99. So 2 to 99, and then you're going to have 4. So everyone gets 6 cards in their hand, and then you've got 4 cards in there. You've got 2 1s, 2 100s. The 1s are going up. The 100s are going down.
Yeah.
So you have to play 2 cards. So you want to play as close to one of those numbers as possible. You might play a 98 on one of the 1s. I'm sorry, on one of the 100s. Don't do that on one of the 1s. And then you might play a 6 on one of the 1s. And then you draw back up. If you can play 4 cards, great. Then you draw back up. You always draw back up to 6, and it goes to the next person.
Yeah, 6 cards in your hand, yep.
Yeah, so you keep going around, and the whole object is to get rid of both decks, playing them in order. Now, there's one clever way of you can reverse the cards. If, say, you're going up and you're at 89, if you play exactly 10 in the opposite direction, you have just now reversed that pile. So now it's going down instead, which is a way to go back and get those cards that you might have missed, because there's no way to play a 2, a 3, or 4 exactly in order. So that's a great way to reverse that.
Yep.
So now, what did you think about the game?
I liked the game. I think it's a great way to end the night.
Exactly.
That would be like, this is the perfect game to end the night. The only problem is then you're going to want to play it multiple times.
Right.
So you're going to have to, factor that in. Because we played it last night. After we played a game, we just wanted something to end the night with. We played it and they're like, oh, we have to go, but we want to play it again. So we just played it again. That's the problem with it. You're going to want to play it multiple times. So know that going into it.
Right.
I really like it. I think you've got to kind of, you can't say the specific number that you have, like, oh, I have a 16, so no one put, 17 on this pile, or whatever, right? You've got to be vague, but the table talk is very, it's not.
You wonder how much you fudge the rules. Like,
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
We were playing with one of our girls, Misty, was over here, and she's like, you can't say the exact number. You can't say the number.
No.
But she'd say things like, it's the age where you can get your license. And it's like, okay, so you can pretty much say 16. So it's like you wonder where that level is of no talking.
Yes.
But you can say things like, please don't put anything on this pile.
Yeah.
So, or don't go down too much.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. We have won a couple times. You don't know.
Yep.
Kyle and Tori played it like I don't know, a month, and they just won. So I'm wondering if our table talk is a bit too exact.
That's what I was thinking. I feel like our table talk is maybe a little too specific.
Right.
We may need to. I want to maybe sometime try and do it without really talking about what we have at all.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, it's the game. It is a small. It's a small game you can put in your bag. A little box. I'm looking at it. I'm holding my hand right now. You can get it at Target. Yep. You can get it anywhere you want to get it. And it's a really fun, and it plays great with 2, 3, 4. It's highly recommended. It says you can play 5. That's got to be chaos.
That would be chaos.
But it's about 20
Really?
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, the game, if you haven't played it, we've thought about it for a while.
Yep.
But now, I mean...
Here comes the lawnmower.
Yep. So if you hear lawnmower, sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
We live on a farm, apparently. So there it
Yes.
is. All right, the game.
Okay.
That is highly recommended by
Yep.
Pandasaurus Games.
Great game.
And do you want to talk about the game that you played for the first time?
This is my first time playing this game, which I know you must be thinking, where have I been under a rock? No, I just never had a chance to play this game. I played Funkoverse for the first time. So when Dana was down, he has collected quite a few editions of Funkoverse. So he brought them all down so we could play it. We played it so that it was 2 players on one team, 2 players on the other team, and it was 3 versus 3 for the area control.
Right.
I liked that. I realized that is a great way to play it as 2 players. You do the 3 versus 3. I like that. We did it also so that it was the area control. So you got points, if you had control of that area.
Right.
I really like this game. There's great interaction. I like how all the little minis do something else. The minis do make this game. It's awesome.
They do.
You have Harley Quinn fighting Voldemort or Bugs Bunny or whatever you have. I really like this game. I like how each character has like a different ability that, at first I was like, oh, Harley Quinn's ability is great. I realized I didn't really use her ability a lot. I should have looked at something a little bit different. Now that I played it a few times, I played it once. But next time I play it, I'll look for something different now that I understand the game a little bit more.
Yeah.
I like how you've got that track too. So if you do knock someone out, they go on that track and you get them back at the end of the next round. There's many levels to this game. It's a really great game. Funkoverse did a great job, or Funko did a great job with this game.
They did.
I am excited to play this with the Universal Monsters.
Which that is why I think she started playing this game.
That's exactly why I played this. I was going to say, I don't know if people know, the Universal Monsters are coming out for Funkoverse. They're not coming out till July. We pre-ordered it. I wanted to play Funko so that when we got the monsters, I could play that.
Right.
We have a few little Funko people now. We have like Thanos and Jurassic Park and Rick and Morty or something like that.
We have the Marvel ones too because...
We do have the Marvel ones too from Gencon last year. I forgot about that.
Because we played in the tournament and we won. We didn't win. We placed. Yes. And by placed, I mean we didn't ever win a game, but they just kept bumping us through. They got to pick one person to randomly, quote unquote, bump through. And I kind of think it was because we were 3 guys and we all have daughters and we called our team the Girl Dads.
Yes.
And every time the lady would announce, you go, and the Girl Dads, aww.
Yeah.
So we got whooped. But anyway, enjoyed it.
So yeah, I'm excited to play this with the monsters too. That's one reason. I'm looking forward to playing this game again, and I'm sure we'll talk about it when they come out. But this is a great game. I think it's fun to play with the characters that you like too.
Right.
That was fun too.
And it's a fun thing. It's a collecting thing too. You want to collect. You probably won't. You'll probably go broke trying to get everything that comes out.
I don't think there's a need to get everything. I think you just get the people that you like. Like I looked online and I saw that there's Alice, and we even saw the Mad. That looks cute. That might not be a bad one. To get.
Alice was horrible to play, by the way. But
the Evil Queen looked really good too.
Yes.
And the Matt looked good.
Yeah, and the whole thing is, I don't know how balanced the game is because there are
Yes.
some that are really overpowered. Of course, Black Widow, Iron Man, Thanos.
They're very strong.
They're very strong.
Yeah.
So if you actually want to play to win, you need to get a good combination of people. So that is one thing that when someone's new, you want to take it easy on them because you get the right combination.
You could annihilate them.
You could wail on them.
Dana and Stacy had Iron Man and Black Widow.
Yes. But they also had Bugs Bunny who
They did.
just didn't do much.
He was fine.
So
that was fun. But it's fun to play with that. And then we had Harley Quinn, Voldemort, and
Doc Brown from
There you
Back to
go.
the Future.
Yes. That was fun. It was fun to play with them. Yeah, you're right. I did feel like Iron Man and Black Widow were very strong.
Right.
Yes.
They were good, but that's what makes it fun.
Yes.
To find a way to counteract that, and it's just such a fun, quirky game.
That's a great way. It's quirky. It's like a bit of give and take too.
Yeah. So anyway, if you haven't played Funkoverse, it's great. Again, you can get one set and just play one of their 4 sets and just play through it. It's similar. The reason we're not going fully in it because I'm fully in on Unmatched.
Yes.
And we have a buddy who is fully in on Funkoverse.
Yes.
So you don't want to get both.
No.
But although they're different games, right? Unmatched seems to be more of a serious version of Funkoverse.
Yeah.
And Funko
That's a good thing.
just
Good
seems to be a bit more wild and chaotic
Yeah,
and just silly. So
it's a fun game.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun game. That's how I would describe this
Yeah.
game. It's a fun game.
So we'll probably be buying more now that she likes it and all that. So okay, so that's Funkoverse. If you haven't
Funkoverse.
played, it's great.
Yes.
All right,
I did notice one thing I was going to say. They do come on sale pretty often too.
Yes, they do.
So, it's a good thing if you need to, fill in something to get your free game or get your 25% off games or whatever. That would be a good filler.
Right. And the big thing is if you do want to play this and have fun playing it, but have balanced teams, sometimes you have to get groups that you don't like. Like, we're not huge Harry Potter fans.
No.
But Voldemort's ability is really nice.
Yes, and that was something
the way
we
they
needed, that power to overset Iron Man and Black Widow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, that's Funkoverse.
Yeah.
All right, so now also we're going to look at Western Legends.
Yes.
Western Legends, okay, I've been excited to play this.
Yeah.
Western Legends is an open world game.
Yes, it is.
And it is by Colossal Games. Now, open world means pretty much it's victory points, but you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
The example that was always brought up to me is you can rustle cattle. You can then take the cattle, sell them to either the train station, which is where they're supposed to go, and then you get marshal points. That's a good thing to do. Or you can sell them to another cattle rustler, and you get money. That's a bad thing to do, so you get more wanted points.
Yeah.
Then you could take your money,
Yep.
or then you can go mine for gold nuggets. You can then take your gold nuggets to the bank and deposit those nuggets. Then you can turn around and rob that bank.
Yeah.
So there's so much you can do, so many directions that you want to go. And it is just, you can do anything, which is just insane. And that intrigued me because
There's so many different options for this game. I think when we played it, everybody did something different.
Right. And that's, ever
Yeah.
since playing the game Myst when I was younger, I have always loved open world games. And this just, it hits it.
I was hesitant to play this game because I'm not a huge cowboy kind of
Right.
thing, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But I saw you played it on the Friday night of the game as a Gulfcoast, and I played it one night after the retreat. And yeah, this is a great game. The theme is kind of secondary. It's really about just kind of pilling around doing stuff. Really,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just fun doing stuff like. Some people just do cattle back and forth, back and forth. And then there are bandits there. There's a sheriff that will go after the wanted people, and he won't bother the people that are more marshals.
Yep.
And it's really interesting in what you can get, and you get legendary points.
Yep.
So thematically, that kind of makes sense because you want to be the most legendary person in the game.
Yeah, in the Wild West.
Yeah, so you can be famous or infamous.
Yeah.
Because you could be like Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
Or you could be like Billy the Kid. You can go whichever direction you want to go, but the whole thing is getting famous.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is keep changing directions. Because if you go in the marshal track, you go get wanted. You can do that back and forth. However, the higher victory points are further up each track.
Correct.
So you want to keep
Once you
going
kind of
further up.
make your decision of where you want to go that direction.
Yeah, and then later there are different expansions that add things like you can rob a train, you can do things like that. So it is a great, great game.
Yeah, this is a really great game. I like how also you can be aggressive. Like you can go around dueling with other people playing the game.
Yep.
You can go attack the bandits. You can be aggressive if you want to, or if you just want to go and take care of cattle, you can.
That's
the choice
exactly it.
The choice is yours.
The choice is yours. And it's very simple to learn and to play. And the player aids that we had just tell you exactly what you
they
can
were
do.
amazing. Did the player aids come with the game?
I think they did.
Oh,
yeah.
that was a good job by them for putting player aids.
And it just tells
that was
exactly
perfect.
what location you can do. You grab a horse if you want to travel faster. So Western Legend, if you haven't played it, it's an experience.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot. I knew I would like it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
See, I didn't think I was going to like it, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised. I'm glad you went the Kickstarter version, because after playing that, if we hadn't, I would have been disappointed. But yeah, I'm glad. That was a great game.
It is. And although it's a 2018 game, just the big box is coming out now with a couple of new expansions and things. So look at getting it. You can probably find a copy now to play and to see if you like it. But honestly, if you like open world games like Myst and there's a new one for Elder. I don't know, one of these new ones on PlayStation.
Okay.
But anyway, if you like Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
If you like open world games like that, you're going to like Western Legends.
Yes.
It's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So there we go. And I like this. It says, become a gun-toting outlaw or a law-abiding marshal in this Wild West sandbox.
Ooh.
So anyway, it sounds great. So that is Western Legends.
Yep.
Highly ranked.
Great
All right.
game.
We love it. Okay, so now we're going to look at this game has been on, which one were you going to go
I was going to point to you about your game you're going to talk about.
Yes. It's been on the shelf of shame for a
Yes.
while. And this is one that I've been wanting to play. It's hard to get the amount of people because you can play up to 30 people. We ended up having 20. And that
Really?
is 2 rooms and a boom. 2 rooms and a boom. And honestly, we were going to play this game, then we didn't, because when you're at a convention and it's not organized, people are playing different games. They get pulled in different games, different lengths. And we're like, I don't know if we're going to get a group big enough for the experience that we want to have in 2 rooms and a boom. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, there were times when people broke and we're like, hey, 2 rooms and a boom. People haven't played it before. We eventually got like 20 people. Here's the whole premise of the game. Initially, everyone gets cards. They're on red team or blue team. Mm-hmm. The main people on the team, the main roles that you can't get rid of are the blue team has a president, the red team has a bomber. All right? So you divide into 2 rooms. You have a mediator, you start talking back and forth. You can share the color, or you can share your role to show what your role are. And then in about 5 minutes, you go and you send 2 hostages back to each room. So 2 people switch. Uh-huh. Then later, I don't know the exact times, maybe 3 minutes for the second round. You talk, 2 people go to each room. Or 1 person goes the second time. Third time, you send 1 hostage to this room, 1 hostage to that room. And then at the end, there it is. You're in the final room. And if the bomber is in the room with the president, the red team wins. So he just has to go boom. And he's blown up the president. Okay? Yep. But if you're on the blue team, you want to protect the president. You want to get the bomber out of there. Mm-hmm. So the first time we played the very vanilla we just had the president and the bomber.
Okay.
And we didn't have a lot of other roles in there. We just wanted to protect the president.
Yeah.
Then the second time we made the mistake of let's just throw all the roles in, and it was chaos. We had an ambassador that could walk from one side to the other. We had an enforcer who could just kill anybody. And what's funny is when we had all those, we were divided into 10 people in each room. So we're like trying to find a leader, and I point to a guy. I'm like, hey, so do you want to be the leader? And he just nods yes. I'm like, do you? He nods again. I'm like, oh. You've got to be the mime. And I'm like, well, this will be funny. So we decided to make the mediator the mime.
Yeah.
So the person that can't talk is the mediator of the room, because I thought it would be hilarious. And everybody else was like, this would be great.
Yeah.
Now, it did get very confusing later as the mime's trying to mime out things, because his whole card says, you are the mime. You can't speak. And it was fantastic. Yeah. So we have to send people back and forth. And then another neat role is, there's a guy, Jesus, and I think he was the mummy. But anyway, what he was the fact that if you show somebody your role, they are now cursed. Like it says, I'm the mummy, you are now cursed, you can't speak. So he'd show somebody the role, and then those people couldn't speak. And he'd go to somebody else. Do you want to switch? And everybody would keep saying yes. Then all of a sudden, half the room couldn't talk. So then when they switched hostages, he would run up to the hostage as soon as they're walking into the room before anyone else had a chance to do it. And he'd say, you want to switch? You want to switch? And as soon as you saw that, people behind him would be saying, no, with their hands, don't do it. But they're already gone.
Oh,
and it was so funny. And then we have a hostage. We sit 1 hostage.
Did you ever win? Like, did the bomber and the president get together?
Yes. Now, we sent 1 hostage out into their room. And he's like, okay, bye, guys. And then he came back in. And when he came back in, he couldn't talk, which is pretty funny because he got him as soon as he walked in.
Okay.
But yeah, there were several times. And I will tell you, I was never the president, but the guy Sterling that was the president.
Yeah.
He shows me his card. And I'm like, wow, the pressure of knowing who the president is now. I'm like, I just felt anxiety.
Yes. Okay.
So it's very interesting. So I think it was very evenly swapped.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of fun. One thing we were going to do is we were going to send people in 2 different parts of the of the auditorium.
Yeah.
But you need 2 rooms.
Yes. Okay, so when you're talking about physical rooms. I
Yeah.
thought you were like in circles or something.
No, they
You're
went into a storage room and we went into a classroom.
Okay.
And it's really fun.
I should say that makes sense to me because I know the building, but it's not like a storage room.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
it's a very large
and
room.
it's quick.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
20 minutes, and it's a quick social deduction, fun style game.
Yeah.
And at the end, you just find out, and when you find the president, you're like, what? And I can see why Shut Up and Sit Down and rank this as one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
It is that good of a game.
Really?
And
I do want to play
experience.
this. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but you do need a large
Group.
swath of people.
Yeah.
Now, the downside about this is
Mm-hmm.
it is next to impossible to get. And I do not know why. I mean, I looked everywhere as far as buying a copy. You can get on PMP Arcade.
Don't you have a copy?
I do have a copy, yes.
Okay.
But it is like, it's going for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay of like $100, $150.
Wow.
There's got to be other ways to get it out
Okay.
there. But PMP Arcade is where you can print out the cards and have your own cards. I don't think they have all the cards, but they have a large number of like 21, 25 cards. So, yeah, there's 70 in the one you buy. There's about 21 in the other one. So, it's, I think, Tuesday night games. Tuesday night is KNIGHT. So that's 2 rooms and a boom. It's highly recommended. Unfortunately, it is more difficult to get through the mainstream, but you do see it come up on used places.
So keep an eye out for it.
Keep an eye on it. And it's highly recommended in the right situation.
Yeah.
Even at our house where we have parties of 15 or 16, I don't know how well it would work with that. You want a large play group.
Yeah.
So it is...
Because I was thinking, too, it would be hard here because you can kind of hear people in the other room and stuff. So you
Right.
would need to really... Yeah.
Which we're probably going to play it at our next party here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
We'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah. So, all right, 2 rooms
Okay.
and a boom. All right, and our final... Wow, we're reviewing a lot this time.
Yep.
Our final game is Night of the Ninja. This is a social deduction game. It's a fast-paced social deduction game. And by fast-paced, it is like 20 minutes. And the Night of the Ninja is hit and roll, social deduction. You're going to hand out different houses. Each person gets a house. And then also you're going to do a drafting, like you have the House of Lotus or the House of Crane. And then you start drafting your roles as you go through. You can be a shinobi, you can be an assassin, and throughout the game, you're going to do different things. Like a blind assassin will just kill one of the other people. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you want to kill the other houses. So at the end of the game, only your house is left. Or as you have your house, you also have a number. So you could be Lotus House, but you could be Lotus 1, Lotus 2, Lotus 3, Lotus 4. So if there are like 3 people for the Crane House, but there are 2, 3, and 4, and the Lotus is 1, well, the hierarchy is around the Lotus House, so they win. So you want to kill the higher ones first. So there are all these different rules you can do. And like Shinobi, like Blind Assassin, you just kill someone. Shinobi, you can look at their card first, then decide to kill.
Yep.
So this is one that one of the guys we played with, as soon as he left, he just instantly bought. I mean, and it's very easy because the phases are draft, and then also when you have these rolls, each one of them goes like you have draft and you have spy. A spy can look at someone else's card. Mystic, then you have trickster, and trickster can switch people's cards. Take 2 people's cards, switch them. And then blind assassin just kills whoever he wants to. And then shinobi looks and kills. And at the end, you reveal and you see whose house won. And this was when we played first. We're like, oh, we'll try it. Ended up playing like maybe 4 times. And it's just really, really fun, quick game. Again, it's at the end of the night. You want a good filler game, social deduction. I love
How many
this
people
game.
can play this game?
This game, let me see how many play it. It is probably high here. I think we played with 8. It goes up to 11, 4 to 11. I can't imagine playing with 4. I would say 6 to 8 would be the ideal situation.
Okay.
But it's very good. It's made by Justin Gary, who made Ascension and Shards of Infinity. But it's nice because we had a couple, a mother and a daughter. I think you played Quacks with them.
Yep.
They're fairly new to gaming.
But they're great people.
Yeah, we stuck
Yep.
them into the Night of the Ninja, and they both loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this one you
Yep.
have to kind of get into, and you just have to say, you know what, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And just play back
Yeah.
and forth. And it's fun. It's a fun, immersive, quick game. So this we're going to buy a copy of it.
Okay.
So that's Night of the Ninja. It's a new release, easy to get, highly recommended.
Okay.
If you ever have events and you want to just end of the night, you need quick stuff, and
Where you can
fun.
kill people.
And you'll again play it 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
So there we go, Night of the Ninja.
I love it.
All right. So now we're at 44 minutes.
Ooh.
All right. So we are going to go through Gen Con quick. We're going to go at some events that we are excited about because
their event catalog just dropped.
For you that are going to Gen Con, it's the events release this Sunday. So we're going to go through
you can sign up this
You can
Sunday.
sign up, right. The events are out, but they have a wish list. And the way they do it is you put your wish list, and then you process your wish list, and you try to get the events you want. And some are gone immediately.
Some are. You've got to be right on there. It drops at noon, right?
Yeah.
So you got to
be right there and click process wish list.
Yeah.
So these are some of the top events that we're excited about, or top types of events that we're excited about.
I have some that are
5.
similar to each other, so I'll kind of group them together.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yep, you go first.
My first one, I was looking through the event catalog. I did start alphabetically and then worked my way through, and I got to about B, and then I gave up because there are so many events. But one thing I did see here is there's a Clank Dungeon Run Gen Con premiere.
Really?
Which sounds to me like they're going to release a new Clank. So made me either this event is on Thursday at 2:00. So I'm either going to be first in line at the door to get this new Clank, or I'm going to this event. So, hey.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
and I Googled Clank Dungeon Run just to see if there was anything about this game. Nothing came up. So, but the fact that it says Gen Con premiere, 2:00 on a Thursday.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I probably would put the times on there because then everybody is going to go ahead and jump into, which would be great. We will love to play Clank with you.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah, that's, wow.
Well, pretend I did not say the time.
I didn't say. No, it'll be fun. Yeah, Clank,
Okay.
as you know, all know we love Clank.
Yep.
Now, my number 5 is Funkoverse 2022 tournament.
Yes.
However, my team that I had last time, the girl dads, that one of the girl dads won't be there for sure. The other one, I'm not sure if he's going to make it or not.
Yeah.
But it was a tournament last year, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I always shied away from tournaments in the past because I'm like, I don't really care about winning. But as far as this one, nobody really cared about winning.
No.
You just go in there to have fun.
Yep.
And you leave and you shake hands. You're like, hey, that was just fun.
Yep.
And you end up getting a lot of cool prizes with this one, too. Because, like I said, we didn't win a game, and we walked out with a nice swag bag. So, if they don't have the 2022 tournament, other games look good. We're like Kabuto Sumo, which would just be very fun to see.
That's a tournament?
Yeah, it's a tournament.
No way.
And then Radlands.
Okay. All right.
So those type of tournament games are fun because it's kind of exciting to see different people's strategies. And you also, people talk about large conventions like this, you don't meet other people. Tournaments are great. You know, the guys that we sat down to play Funkoverse with, they whooped us. I mean, Thanos just whooped us. And you know what? We ended up hanging out with them later in the con.
Yeah.
You know, and it was really fun. So that's a great way to kind of break the ice and meet other gamers. So tournaments, unless you take it too seriously. But folks, none of us are going pro. That, you know,
Okay.
I guess that's not true because now they have that Las Vegas board game invitational thing. But yeah, so anyway, tournaments are great. So we're going to look at a tournament to do. All right, that's my number 5.
Okay, I saw one event here. It's called Best RPGs for Kids. And the reason I thought it was interesting because it's on Wednesday. Gen Con officially starts on Thursday. And it's at the JW, where we're staying.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, hey, Wednesday we're looking for stuff to do. And I think it's free, too.
Really?
Yeah.
So they have events on Wednesday?
They do. Events start on Wednesday. Yes. There were some interesting things. I was looking at the events on Wednesday, and they have some of the publishers have like what they're releasing too on Wednesday, which I thought was interesting.
Well,
like I know
nice.
Pandasaurus has one. I think Funko had one too. So I think they were on Wednesdays.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
We want to get her into it. So it's an RPG for kids.
The best RPGs for kids.
Okay.
And it said kids to tweens.
Oh, tween. That's a fun
Hey,
word.
I'm about to sneeze.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you for not sneezing in the mic.
I know.
Okay, so, all right, so my number 4. 4, I couldn't find a good. Here's the thing about Gen Con events. Although they have this big launch date, they're going to slowly add more events.
Yes.
Not all of these events are going to be on there in the launch date. Some, because different companies probably have different scheduling conflicts. They have to figure out staffing and all that. So events will drop throughout the time between now and Gen Con. Also, these events that we are talking about, as far as me, they aren't ones necessarily that I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Just because our time, of course, we're not sure if we can do it. But these are ones that
Yep.
if I could live vicariously
Yep.
through one of you, I would
Yes.
totally do.
Yes, absolutely.
I wish I could. So that's number 4. And that's a 3D printing seminar.
Okay.
They have a lot of 3D printing seminars, how to
Really?
design and do things like that. The only one I saw on there was 3D printing basics. And that I kind of want to avoid. That's more like how to level your bed, things
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
really have to
good
do
with
yet. But in the past, they've had some really nice 3D printing tip seminars
Yeah.
on different things to do and how to best utilize 3D printing in your gaming hobby. And those seminars, and that's what I really like too. Those seminars to sit there and learn about different things.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. I'm going to look at the 3D printing basics.
Yep.
Or not 3D, sorry, a 3D printing seminar and take that at Gen Con. So I'm pretty excited about those. Hope more of those drop.
Talking about seminars, I'm excited to some painting classes. I saw some about like painting faces and eyes, which is not my forte.
No.
And then I also saw one about painting chibis too.
That's big.
Yeah. So I would like to put that on my wish list too. But I don't know if I should have said that out loud because now everybody's going to put them on their wish list.
That's,
but
you
don't
should
do that.
And
Wait
that's
for
one.
me. Just kidding.
The whole thing
Yes.
is when you look at these, you see these and you're like, oh, learning to paint. Well, I could easily do that on YouTube at
Yeah.
home.
I don't.
We don't. That's
No,
the problem.
That's
Like,
exactly my problem. Yeah.
For the last 3 years, we have said, "Oh, we're not going to waste our time doing that at Gen Con because we can do that at home."
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to.
No.
You can do it there. You've got somebody that's going to show you how to do it.
Yep.
And that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Take the time and
I'm
learn
excited to
paint.
try and do those. And some of the times I didn't like. I try not to do any events on Thursday because Thursday's pretty much getting into the exhibit hall
Right.
and getting those games that you're going to want to get that are going to sell out. So that's
Yep.
kind of Thursday's mission. But there was some later on in the convention that I thought maybe. So, yeah.
Right. And some of these
Yeah.
we're not really into or haven't done before. Like we've got a friend who loves LARPs.
Yes.
Never done it. I said I'd do it with him. Think that'd be fun. The
Yeah.
creativity behind that just intrigues me and it'd be just great. But I don't think he's going to be there this year. So we're going to hold off on the LARP.
Yeah.
So that was your number 4, right?
Yeah.
You're painting. Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to say something?
I was
You had this
going
look
to
on your face.
Well, because I had more on my list than what I think you had. I was going to say I really want to do a true dungeon.
Stop. I'm going to my number 3.
Okay, sorry.
My number 3 is True Dungeon.
Yes.
Yes, and that's one that I'm not sure if I'm going to get done now.
Yeah.
But this is pretty much they just build a big dungeon and you get to kind of live your way through it.
I would like to do this if I could. I looked on the durations about 3 hours. If we could find something to do, like where to send Juliet for 3 hours because she
Yes.
can't do it, then I would be all for that because they look awesome.
Yep, she will go with Uncle Kyle and Aunt Tori.
Okay, there we go.
But,
Lucky them.
Yeah, but yeah, True Dungeon, it's like you're living
Yes.
through an RPG. You're playing D&D, but you're the characters as you walk
I
through
really
there.
want to do that. I accidentally, one time when I was trying to get to Lucas Oil, walk through a true dungeon.
Yeah.
And they just kind of let me push my stroller through, and it was awesome. And I'm like, this is the most amazing thing ever. So,
Yeah, we need to...
I do really want to do one.
We need to do
Yes.
that. So that's my number 3, True
Yep.
Dungeon. Eventually, I want to do a
Yep.
True Dungeon.
Yep.
Whether or not it'll be this year or not. Now, those do go quick.
Yes.
So if you're looking at doing those you need to go ahead and launch it fast.
Yep.
Because those disappear.
Yeah.
Quick.
Because there's only a limited number of players that can
Right.
play those.
Yeah, which is
So,
nice. It makes
yeah.
it easier, makes it more personalized.
I did notice they have a lot of times for them.
I'm
So,
sure they do.
yeah.
But they still go
They
quick
still go
because
really
there's a lot
quickly.
of people at Gen Con.
Yes.
So
Yeah, like 80,000, right?
yeah.
60,000?
I don't know.
A
There's
lot.
more than 100 people at Gen Con.
True.
So, okay, that's my
Okay.
number 3,
All right.
True Dungeon.
All right, my number 2 is I'm looking forward to doing the Dice Tower.
I was going to put that on my list too. I love their Dice
Yeah.
Tower show there. I think they're just doing the
As long
one.
as it's not a musical. I'm not really a musical fan.
When have they ever done a musical?
I heard they did a musical on the cruise or something.
What?
Yeah.
They did a musical? Like, they sang?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay.
That's, yeah.
I'm not sure if I'd want to do a musical, but if they do just just kind of their live show, I would be all for that because they
But
do
musical,
nice.
like wearing spandex?
I don't know. I don't know how far they go down the musical rabbit hole.
Huh. Yeah, okay.
You'll have to ask
now
them.
I'm interested in that.
So. Okay.
I mean, I like B movies.
Yes.
So seeing the Dice Tower
Maybe
musical
that would be. That's right.
would be
maybe
great.
Like a big movie.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd like the Mystery Science Theater, sit right in front. So wow, that's rough. Yeah, that's always fun seeing
Yeah.
the live shows, things like that. All right, now my number 2, and again that was on my honorable mention list
Okay.
too because it's always fun to do. My number 2 is I don't play a lot of games there. That is one thing I try not to unless I have a game that's been on my shelf of shame for a while, and I want someone to teach me how to play it.
Yeah.
I will then play the game there because you can play the game in the hallway, in the lobby.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
find people to play games. And I used to sign up for them a lot and found out I didn't show up a lot. But this one, I do want to play Rear Window Prospero Hall.
Yes.
They do have a couple places you can play that.
That would be good.
That's
Unless
what
we
I
haven't played it by
definitely-
then.
Right. Well, I don't think it's going to be out by then, is it?
We're getting it in June.
You know what? I'm probably not going to do Rear Window by Prospero Hall.
Okay.
But if it does not hit the table by then,
We're
I
gonna
will
do
do
it.
Rear
Yeah.
Window by Prospero Hall because I'm pretty excited about that.
Me too.
Now, I did not mention this. Prospero Hall, this was in the board game news. Also, the ET game is coming out.
Yes.
And that I'm excited about, but then I'm starting to think, should I stop buying all these nostalgia games? Because I've got some like Die Hard, Princess Bride, and all of these, Top Gun, have not been played yet. They're sitting in there. They're insta-buys for me, but they're not insta-plays. And
I think that's always hard because you got to find the right people to play those with.
you do. And then it's funny.
Because we once played Princess Bride with Misty, who at that point had not seen Princess Bride.
Right.
And she did not understand all the little lines and everything. Now she has seen the movie. We need to replay that with her. Yeah.
I looked up ET on BGG just to see
Yes.
the more details about it. But then the 1982 ET board game came out on there.
Yeah.
And I have never, it's been a while since I've seen a game ranked this low.
What is it ranked at?
3.7.
Oh, when we were trying to sell our games for the retreat over the weekend, I went through and I found a game that we had that was pretty low.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I sold it for I tried to sell it for like $2 because like this is evidently a stinker.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So that is my number 2.
Yep. So over to my number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 1 is the AG Big Game Night.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to this. I've talked about it a lot. I had a great time last year. I was going to say I had trouble finding it because I kept typing on the board and the Gencon Events AEG. Don't do that. It's Eldrick Entertainment Group.
Oh, so you did find it.
I did find it, correct. Yes.
Okay.
I had to, I was searching the abbreviation, I had to do the full name. And I found it. It's, I think, on Friday night, but I'm willing to be wrong. It could be Saturday. I don't remember. But anyway, that was a great time. Definitely doing that.
That sounds okay. That
Yep.
sounds good. And I'll probably do that with you as long
Yes.
as it's not during my tournament.
Yep.
Because here's the thing: if people go to the Funkoverse 2022 tournament and I'm not there, I'm kind of a big deal. I don't brag about it. I mean, I kind of came in 12th last year, and they're
Out
probably
of
like that was
12?
probably pretty
Yeah.
close to that. Yeah. So
I
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it can kind of go off without me there. 'Cause,
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I got beat really bad. So anyway, AEG Big Game Night. That does sound
Yeah.
good, and I'd probably like to do that. Unless they're playing Meebles and Monsters. What do you think about that? I doubt they're going to push it. They know.
I hope they know.
So, all right. So then, different honorable mentions I've got.
Okay.
I've got the horror comedy short film block,
Ooh.
and Rigor Mortis, a zombie love story.
That,
Yeah.
as a movie, you can go watch it.
It's a movie, yeah.
Oh,
And these are usually like indie films, B movies.
I love that. We once watched this indie army.
We were walking through one of the hotels,
The Hyatt.
one of our first years at Gen Con, and we just happened to go in.
Yeah.
And they had a Army Men movie
Yeah.
that was stop motion Army Men.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, I was just so intrigued. I just sat there and just started watching. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is incredible.
It was a really good.
The
They
guy
did a
was
good job. Yeah.
making it in his backyard with stop motion Army Men.
Yes.
I mean, it was
It was really good. They
so
did a
good.
really good job.
I mean, it's like, yeah. So that type of stuff, that type of creativity,
Yeah.
I love to see. So I'm going to end up doing some of the films there. And
Yeah.
those are, if you guys go, just go watch a film,
Yeah.
as you relax, you have to de-stress. You can't play games solid.
No.
And that's a good way to let your mind just go
Yeah.
and let someone else be creative for you. So I'm looking at some of those. So I'll probably do some of those movies. And if you guys have any good movies that you know that are coming out or
At
different
Gen Con.
ideas at Gen Con,
Let us know. Yeah.
So, all right, my number 1, Werewolf. Again,
Yes.
every time, I've mentioned it before, I walk through, I've never played a game of Werewolf there.
No.
Or it could be Blood on the Clock Tower for this one. So either Werewolf or Blood on the Clock
Okay.
Tower. Either one of those, it's going to be...
You could do both.
I could do both. I could do both. So that will be a good one.
That would. Yeah. Awesome.
So, okay, so those are some of the big Gen Con things that we're looking forward to this year.
Yes.
And email us to you that know of different events that you like to do.
Email us to let us know if you're going to Gen Con because we'll be there. We'd
Yep.
love to come see you.
We'd love to see you
Swing
guys.
by. Just not on Thursday. Probably we're going to be busy. We'll see you Friday.
Yeah, we'll see you in the convention center. We're just going to be doing our laps in the convention center the whole day. But we're
Yeah.
getting there on Tuesday, leaving on Monday.
Correct.
We're going to
We
be there
are.
for a while.
Yep. Settle in.
Again, if you guys, we'd love to hear also different things because a lot of you have gone there for longer than us. We've gone there
Yeah.
for probably 8 years.
Yeah.
So there are still things that we're discovering about Gen Con.
I know. Every year we're like, oh, we didn't know they did this at Gen Con.
Yeah. So if you
Surprise.
find little hidden gems, let us know.
Yeah.
Again, you can email us at show@mainlygames.com.
Yeah.
And again, we love it if you guys leave reviews for the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can find it. That's how people find out about us.
Yep.
And that is about it for this episode. We are hitting right at an hour.
Yes.
And we have reviewed a lot. We have a lot more to talk about next week. But again, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes. Thank
And-
you.
Yep. And we'll see you guys next time.
We will. Hopefully, we won't record on Thursday with the lawnmower out the
Yeah,
back.
we will avoid the lawnmowers. And,
Sorry.
Yeah, that's again. Gamers of Gulf Coast. Make sure you check it out.
September.
Yep, September, and check out our Facebook page. We're going to put those pictures of all the things we talked about this time on there. So, okay, guys. Oh, also, and if you can't go to Gamers of the Gulf Coast, the Facebook group is something fun to just look at different games we're playing. We
Yep.
post there quite often.
We do indeed.
So, okay, all right. Hey, thank you guys.
See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, Mainly Games bonus episode. I'm Joey.
And I'm Juliet.
Juliet. Now, we're going to see a kid's idea of Gen Con. Now, Juliet, have you been to Gen Con before?
Yes, it was so much fun.
You liked Gen Con. What is your favorite thing about Gen Con?
Loki.
Loki. Loki. You do know he's a bad guy, right?
Yes,
But you still like Loki.
yes.
Why do you like Loki?
Because he had that blue gem.
Because, he's got the Tesseract?
Yes,
Okay, so you like the Tesseract.
yes,
Do you like ruling the world?
yes.
Okay, all right. What about, there's a guy that has a glove that has like 6 stones in it.
Yeah.
And what is his name?
Thanos.
Okay, do you also like Thanos?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
because
Now,
he's purple.
he's purple because he's purple, and you like purple. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Just ignore the part that he snaps his fingers and kills half the planet, but he's purple. Okay, so now Scarlet Witch. She seems like a nice person, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Yeah, but also there's a mean one.
There's a mean one. Oh, okay. So
They're so in the new Doctor Strange movie.
so she's not very nice. The new Doctor
No.
Strange. Okay, but
But there is a nice one.
there is a nice one. Okay, so we'll like the nice one.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what else about Gen Con do you like?
The unicorn kitty.
Oh, so you like to buy things at the exhibit hall.
Yes, because the unicorn kitty, like, that's so cute.
Okay, so you like to waste money. Now, do you have like a little piggy bank that you put your money in just to get ready for Gen Con?
Yeah, I got my coins, and it is like so heavy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now, is Gen Con because we go to Disney all the time. We go all these places all the time. But is Gen Con your favorite time of the year?
Yes.
So you are excited because you get to buy things?
Yes.
And you get to meet purple killers like Thanos.
Yeah.
Okay, so really the cosplayers are some of your favorite people.
Yeah.
Okay, and who else have you met at Gen Con?
I went Belle and
That's right.
Pikachu.
And Pikachu
He's adorable, anyways.
and Beast, right?
Yes, Beast.
You met Beast and you just love your cosplayers.
Yeah.
All right, so how about the food at Gen Con? Do you like the food?
Yes. And there's also a hotel, and it's amazing.
Oh, you like the hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Okay, and then you're also going to get some games too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and play some games.
Yes.
Okay, well, good. All right, well, that is Juliet's review of Gen Con. Anything else you want to tell people about Gen Con?
Yes.
What is that?
So, Gen Con has so many things, and I like the cosplayers.
You like the costume players. Okay, so all those costume players out there, Juliet will be waiting for you, and she would love to meet you and see you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you see the good guys and the bad guys,
Yes.
right? And the Deadpools.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, so I'm Joey.
And I'm Juliet.
Thank you for listening to Mainly Games Bonus. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good girl.